There we go.
Yes. What not?
Hooked, hooked up through my whole audio interface and everything.
Oh yeah.
What
Cool.
is?
Dude, what's going on?
I don't think I've FaceTimed you or seen your face since you moved.
I think maybe there was one time that we FaceTimed. Maybe not even. Am I imagining this?
I don't know if we did,
Really?
but it's good too, anyways.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Whether we did or not, it probably only would have been one time, which is the same for Cam. Noah's not been at all. Same for Block. It's just been once, maybe Dylan.
Sauber, I watched yours and Sauber's, and
Sure.
you said that too.
Yeah. So, what's going on with you? You're out of work.
Right now, yeah,
Okay.
and it kind of sucks. I started. My roommate that moved in does construction, and I started with him for like 2 weeks, and then this whole thing hit,
Wow.
and we've been
I
off.
wow. I didn't realize it was only 2 weeks. Damn.
Yeah, I was just doing like freelance before that.
Sure. Definitely.
So, but
So,
he's
how many of these have you watched so far?
um Riley's and Dylan's. That's
Nice.
it. Yeah,
Cool. Good episodes.
they are. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can put it on like any other podcast and just listen to it in the background.
Totally. Yeah, you just like doing shit, like throwing it on your computer and making some coffee and doing some dishes and shit.
Yep.
Cool.
What's going
Great.
on with you?
I kind of put myself in between a rock and a hard place with work. Um, I called in sick because I really wasn't feeling that great. Um, on Monday, and then I knew I had the next 2 days off to kind of like recover, so it wouldn't take away from any days that they had scheduled me. And they actually called me and said, actually, you can't come in unless you have a doctor's note.
Oh yeah, you were kind of saying that.
Right.
So you just haven't gotten tested or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
I had to get tested like 3 weeks ago.
Did you really?
Yeah, it
For
turned
what?
out to be E. coli, but
Oh,
but
okay.
like my brother has asthma, so he's
Yeah,
like the whole time I've been like I'm not really worried about me getting it, but if
sure.
anybody's like in the risk thing, like it's the so I had left to my girlfriend's and I woke up the next morning and it was like super high fever, chills, body aches all over. Like I had pretty much like all the symptoms besides the coughing. So
Uh,
I called and they were like, yeah, the coughing can like take a couple days to kick in. And then I couldn't come back here. I couldn't come back home until I got tested. So I had to go the next day and then wait another day for the results.
damn.
So
It took that quick though. Like the next day.
yeah, they did like they'll do testing at the ER like every 10 minutes. You just pull up in your car
Huh.
and then you can schedule it. So it's usually booked like a day out maybe.
Wow.
So they might do that there too.
That maybe I should try that because I kind of need to have a doctor's note by Friday morning for them for work.
Yeah. And most hospitals, like I have like a portal thing where you can check your results online.
Okay.
You don't even have to wait for them to like call you
Oh,
a little bit
cool.
longer.
Cool.
Yeah, and then
So,
Z got tested too last week, I think.
came back negative.
Yeah, he
Okay.
got like the flu though, and it was like you probably couldn't even tell the difference
Mm,
from everything I've heard about like Corona.
absolutely. And you're at home right now. This is your room.
Yeah,
Okay. Cool. Cool.
yeah, it's a
So
little.
what are you doing under quarantine? Is it driving you nuts, or are you sitting there playing guitar, dinking around?
Well, I've actually been pretty busy because I joined a band with James,
Okay. Sure.
and then I literally bought this guitar because like their guitarist left, and they use like 7-string guitars instead of 6. And
Sure.
I will literally buy one if you let me be in the band. So I went out and bought one of those, and then bought like a bunch of like audio interface software so I can record guitar and stuff. So I've been doing that, and then playing a lot of Magic too.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if like me and Jake used to play it at Compass.
Sure. Is this something that you can participate in online?
No, that
Oh,
remember me and Jake would play that card game
sure.
in between like classes and stuff.
Yeah, I remember Cam was really into Magic as well, and he tried to explain it to me, and I was like, no, I
It's
can't.
a little complicated, but
Sure.
I've been like in and out of it my whole life.
Okay.
But then we were all stuck here, and we had like old cards, so we started playing, and then I've dumped like probably like $200 into like cards in the last month or so.
Right on.
So we play it like
Are
every
there
day.
expansions? Like,
Yeah, they come out with like new sets every year, and
oh,
I mean it's like it's huge. Like you can spend $80,000 on a card
oh my God.
on one card.
Oh
It's
my
like
God.
it's like a huge collector's thing.
Well, I've seen computer areas here, like where you can go for hotspot or Wi-Fi or something, and there's just rooms. No, sorry. There's just like rows of people, and they're all playing Magic. It's like a fucking. It's a whole world that I'm just so unassociated with.
I think they do. There is a like an online, I think like for PC or something, some
Sure.
sort of software. But
Or at
yeah,
least to like keep track of. I don't know. I'm so
there's tournaments and stuff. Like
yeah.
I'm not even into that, and I've already spent like $200 just to try to like beat my brother and my roommate.
Yeah. Really, everybody there is involved in the game.
Yep,
Hmm.
all the guys at least. But then my brother's girlfriend's living here now, and Carl's fiance.
For sure. How is
Dude,
that? Is that
it's good. It's good. Everybody pitches in, and
cool?
we are like totally outnumbered though on animals now.
Really?
Because we had Toby and Val,
Hmm.
and then we put Buster down like November, but um Z's girlfriend has a cat. She's pregnant right now, so she's probably gonna have like 3 kittens.
Okay.
And then Carl's fiance has a dog, 4 rats, and a hedgehog.
Oh, wow.
So we're like way outnumbered right now.
Sure. That's so crazy. Uh, we just got a little puppy, which has been very good for us. I think it came at the right time. It came like the day after a 2 hour long family meeting that we all had. But this new puppy, this new life is really cool to be able to train and just run outside with and treat kind of as a child. Just being able to watch it grow physically and mentally, just be able to put things together. Watching it have a thought process or
So it was like pretty small when you got it then.
like um, 10 weeks, something like that.
Okay.
10 weeks. And then now he is probably 16.
I don't think we've ever had a dog from a puppy like that.
Really?
Weird because we've always had at least 2 dogs in the house.
Okay.
And then like one of them will be older usually. It was like just from when I was like a kid, that's how it was. Like we had one older and then that one
Sure.
would die and we'd had another one that we got like halfway through that one's life. So
Yeah.
just like Buster just died and Toby's like
Wow.
7 now.
Yeah.
So it
Okay.
usually goes like that. But I don't think we haven't had a dog from a puppy like that. He was like 6 months old when we got him.
Okay.
So he was already over that phase kind of,
Sure.
and a
It
lot
is.
harder to train too.
Yeah, because they're already stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
Definitely. No,
Like
I miss this dog. I miss Toby a
I
lot.
don't know.
Yeah. And to hear after I moved away that you told me he was like sleeping in my bed and or at least always in that room and that was
Yeah,
very
yeah.
endearing for me to hear and
Well, yeah, because you'd spend if I was gone or something, like you'd just hang out with you.
definitely. I remember when I was leaving, packing up, I knew that he knew I was leaving, and I sensed this broken heart from this dog.
Oh, he knows, dude. He knows
Yeah,
like whatever I'm packing for anything, like he knows what packing a bag means.
So have you thought about kind of expanding it even further? And what if on your property you got like a chicken coop? And
I have thought about that.
have you?
My brother just put in like another garden thing, and then that
Sure.
whole, like past the fire pit, there's like a whole kind of unused part of our property.
Yeah. Hmm.
I could build a shed or a barn back there.
Definitely. I think you should start growing and start, really in your basement, whether it's inside or outside.
Pot?
I think you should start growing now that it's become legal there.
Yeah, that's what I was asking if you're talking about pot. Because
Yes.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah. I
I
thought you
think
said, huh?
you can grow up to like 12 plants or something.
Right, per like person or like in your household. So if you got like,
If it's not medical marijuana, because you can still do medical marijuana here and be like a caretaker or something.
okay, yeah,
So if you have patients, you get like 12 plants for each of those patients or something
sure.
like that.
So where's your innovation? Why don't you become the guy, the dude in Hastings there?
There's already a lot of dudes in Hastings. Well, a lot of people jumped on that right away too.
Oh,
I don't even know if I'd like growing pot though. Like I don't really like smoking pot a whole lot.
see it as an income. That might be good.
And, but you can't sell it either. That's where, because you'd have to get the whole medical thing to be able to sell it to like patients.
I would love to learn how to grow. I've thought about using the greenhouse here and just kind of growing some plants, but
We've tried a few, like just one or two plants at a time. It's pretty hard, and we always try it in the basement. It's kind of like musty down there.
uh,
They end up dying.
you need like constant light and
Yeah, James set that up over here one time with like a tent and the light and the vents and everything.
sure. So that's one thing that I wanted to ask you with James and his band. Um, I had the opportunity to see them perform right as I was leaving.
Oh, that was Age of Alethea, yeah.
Other band, different band.
Yeah, that's the band he was in this
Oh,
whole time, and he joined another one like not too long ago, like 6 months maybe.
gotcha. I didn't know that.
And this one's like way more. It's like the scary kind of metal,
Oh, I see.
like the super hardcore metal.
So with quarantine, you guys probably aren't doing shows or anything.
No,
Um,
I think even the ones that we had booked for like the next month or two were canceled. Like stuff that wasn't even included in the quarantine time.
okay.
And then
Summertime.
yeah, no bands around here. I don't think have anything scheduled for this year really. So it's kind of just it's nice, I guess, because we have time to just write and we can
Yeah.
still drop songs.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't this be prime music video time? Or
Yeah, because I mean, I could do it.
yeah,
I could get a crew and like
yeah, that'd be crazy to see you push yourself and your surrounding peers to really pull that off.
I think I would. I was thinking about that today actually. I was like, I don't think I would let somebody else direct.
Yeah.
I'd probably like hire somebody like Reed to come on and then because
Sure.
I gotta be in the music video or something, obviously.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But I don't know if I'd let somebody else direct.
Hmm.
Just because I already like that's one thing I like about music videos is like making it fit with the theme of the song.
Yeah.
And if I'm already like if the song's already personal to me, being in the band.
True.
So it's like, yeah, we have access to doing that, which is nice.
Hmm.
And then our other guitarist has like all the recording equipment. He's put all their songs that they've dropped already. He's mixed and mastered all those.
Cool. And you are involved in those, or are you hopping on a little too late for that?
No, they've only dropped 2 songs. Like it's a pretty new band.
Okay.
So like we're just working on like getting an album together right now.
Gotcha.
So probably the next time we drop anything will be an album, maybe a single before that,
Sure.
from what I'm
Anything
understanding.
anything of that band that I can share on here?
Yeah, there's stuff on YouTube,
Okay.
a couple songs.
Cool. You'll have to
But
send me some links and I can throw them on end cards here or something.
yeah, yeah, it's called Void.
Void. Cool.
It's not for everybody. That's for
Sure.
sure.
Yeah.
But it's more like, I mean, you tell me your brother listens like that older kind of like heavy Christian metal.
Yes. Yeah. And definitely veering from Christian too. He listens to a lot of. I think his knowledge is pretty vast when it comes to that whole genre.
So like you like heavy music at least.
Yeah.
This is not Christian in any way. It's kind of like that scary kind of like the the front man likes to write like, those brutal kind of lyrics. Classic like metal.
I don't seem to have a problem with that because you're describing screamo, right?
Just like the whole, like the metal like sing about dark things.
Yeah.
It's not like Christian in any way, or I guess things you would talk about normally in society.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm all about breaking that mold and kind of being innovative with truth that you can tell. And
I just look at it like it's it's just speaking to like a real part of life. It doesn't mean like if somebody says like they want to kill somebody in their song, it doesn't mean like I gotta let him out real quick.
sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I didn't have to let him out.
Oh, I thought that's what he was communicating with his tail against the wall there.
Usually, he just wouldn't go out.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it was an accident.
It's like I knew you guys were talking about me.
Yeah.
How's
Well,
uh,
go ahead.
how's the script coming?
Good. Good.
I think you said something about in Riley's. I don't think you worked on another full draft yet.
Yeah, but I have revisited Riley's notes, and I have Lucas's. Oh yeah, I have Lucas's saved in Books, the app. So I can access them right here. But I think with Riley's notes, did you read them at all?
Not his notes that he sent you, but we talked.
Yeah,
Like he
definitely.
came over to Fire Jake's one time, I think, and we talked for a while about
Yeah,
his thoughts on it.
that's cool. I'm glad that I can provide a conversation for you guys to hold, about it and just kick back some ideas. I know that um, you mentioned he didn't care for it all that much, um, but I think that might even be a generalization. I think that he was very critical of it, but I think there
Yeah,
might,
I don't think he didn't think it was good or whatever.
yeah,
But he said, I think he said in his episode, he just
yeah,
is like, he's gonna speak on the critical things first,
definitely, yeah,
the things that need to change.
mm, yeah, which is definitely him. That's definitely Riley. Whereas David doesn't give any critique. He just gives praise, praise, praise. There's also those friends too.
I do that for the most part.
Sure.
Because then I learned like when we first started on that, and I'm not like a writer at all. So like when I'd suggest to change like a whole big part or something, and then I would read it and it felt like it just threw like so much more stuff off and created all these other problems. And so I try not to be like too critical.
Yeah.
Like Chris Mack was just had me critique the short film we did, like the final edit.
Oh, sure.
So I was just trying to pick out like small things that would make it flow better instead of
Mhm.
being like this just needs to go. Like
Yeah. Preference instead of, or I guess instead of preference, that would be like what helps this, what is technically sound or what is technically unsound here.
right.
As opposed to I think this, I think that. I've just recently had to go through that myself with a film partner who's asking my critique on a video he just made. He's new to editing, um, editing on like iMovie and stuff. So, he made like a recap of our Salem show episode. And this is Nathan Martin, who stars in the Salem show. He's the guy in the suit.
Okay.
And he, I had to weigh out those same, what do I say here? What do I actually bring to his attention for the betterment of the project as opposed to my own, like.
Well, I just don't like doing it because, well, like, if me and you we started that project together, kind of after you'd already written it, like, but we kind of went through that whole thing together. We were already talking about all these things on the same page.
Yeah.
I hate giving my critique when I'm not really a part of the project, and like, or like say big things that need to change.
Yeah.
Even like you, like, some people, when we first started pumping that, or you'd pump the script out and somebody would be like something huge you need to change. You were like, nah, like, I like it. Like, you're on a different level with like your feeling towards that project, I guess. And that's how most people, I feel like, are. So I'm not gonna I don't like throwing out like huge critiques, I guess.
Even though you may have them.
Yeah, but I just feel like they're not gonna listen. Like, you don't listen to like those big ones most of the time because you're like, I had my reason for it.
I wish there had been better give on each side. My ability to receive that information or critique, and your ability to give.
That's probably true.
Yeah, because it's also my lack of ability to take it sometimes, and so that's why the high emotion, because I can't accept that. Because like Riley's and Lucas's notes, what was pissing me off so much was the fact that they were right.
You're like, no.
Yeah.
Accepting it.
Kind of embarrassing. Like, how could I have been so blind as to that point? Or Jason Kreiner too. Jason Kreiner gave me critique. I don't know if I sent it to you, but his critique, I saw his point.
I think my big critique for it,
yeah,
honestly, the whole time is like, I felt like you should just make it into a feature, because there's so much that you want to put into it, and then like we'd always switch the scene out or change something big, and it would throw off the short 20-page script. But like, you could make all that work
in a feature.
Like, maybe if you even wrote the feature and then strip that down so you had that feature.
Yeah, I get that. Kind of like a Whiplash thing where they did the short film and then the feature. Is that?
Yeah. But you have the feature written, so
yeah,
you strip it down easily, knowing that it will work in the feature.
Totally, because you get anything that's filler, you get the main points, and then you can shrink that down.
Instead of trying to switch all these thoughts that you have in and
Yeah,
out.
because at least that information in the feature, I know. At least I know it.
Right.
So then in the short film, at least it's coming from somewhere of truth, and so that I can.
And that's what Terry's film that I worked on the end of last year. That's all he was making that for, like, dump the money into making that to get investors to do the feature.
Sure.
That's already written. Which would, like, we could do that too.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I still totally include you as my equal in the project. I was just telling that to somebody recently. I don't remember who I was telling that to, but I was saying, I think it would probably need to be me going out there.
Yeah, you talked to me a little bit. We talked about it because I know you said have me and Lucas and whoever else wanted to come drive out there.
Right.
But I think, yeah, I was saying that I think it'd be better you coming here.
Sure.
Because it's just you and then everybody has their connections over here,
Yeah.
equipment, other crew members,
Mm.
but you kind of have that too out there.
I do, and it would be I'm trying to think of simple things like weather. I don't think that I think Michigan and Oregon are both very inconsistent when it comes to weather. So unpredictable.
Yeah, I mean you're
Uh,
right on the coast kind of, so
yeah, especially in the summertime, because Michigan can be some like sunny day, and then just dump and rain.
but we have, I mean, the majority of that script is inside too, right? So
True. Yeah.
that's where you got 4 days to shoot, you can switch one of those days.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like trying to move forward with it. Um, I think I have a fresh enough eye on it to return to it after almost 6 months. I still like where it's at, and I have that book, How to Write a Movie in 21 Days.
That like all the way from Jerry's class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I really want to write this feature that we're both agreeing on should happen. I really want to write
I'm
that.
fine if it works for you. Like I was fine with the theme,
Yeah.
the main idea of the movie the whole time. And that's like we got way too into trying to like get all the production side of it, like the
Yeah.
pre-production. Both not having really any experience,
Yeah.
which is also cool because I think Riley kind of wants me to do that too for his.
Okay.
And I'm kind of stoked about shooting that one too if we get down to it.
Definitely.
And I have more of an idea now of like what I need to do first because
Okay. So
I never really got that encompass.
like
You know,
your role, what it would be.
yeah, because if it's just me and Riley or whatever or whoever else is gonna help, doing all the pre-pro,
Yeah.
and at the same time I like trying to do the cinematography pre-production.
Yeah.
Like that's what I was running into when we were trying to do it.
Yeah. Definitely. And not totally understanding my role in pre-pro. Um, being unwilling to fully hand over the shots to you, because that's also another thing, is like director to cinematographer, that relationship. I'm sure it gets pretty hairy sometimes.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. And then
Yeah.
we were switching stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I could never get like a full shot list, I guess.
And a lot of times what I'm saying to you, what I want the script to be, and what I am capable of producing on screen usually are two different things. Like I've talked about wanting to make it more of a strict horror film in that regard of being
I think that's yeah, because that was one of my critiques the last draft I read because you threw uh that kind of horror thriller like dream thing,
mhm,
and that's what I was like. That kind of made me think it would be cool as like just a straight thriller.
totally. And even in my latest draft, I don't think I was nearly as close as I wanted it to be to that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
because we
think
talked
I
about that.
I think I underestimate how much work still needs to go into it, And how many drafts ago did we think it was done? you know?
It's on what, like 15 now?
16, yeah.
Yeah.
That might be 15, you might be right. Yeah.
But that's what I'm stoked about Riley's because I think it was after he did the podcast that we FaceTimed and read
Oh,
through the whole thing,
okay. Sure.
and we kind of just bounced critique off each other. And then he changed like one one or two small things that we talked about, and it still flows. So I think I was really blown away by it first draft, and then that just makes me think it's even better if you can just do small things, and it makes it flow so much better, and it doesn't change it drastically.
Yeah. And you really haven't done much screenwriting, not even with like your short skits that you're doing?
Not really. No, we'll do like a little rough draft, but like those couple skits I did was with like Devin Sloan.
Yeah.
He's like all improv, so
Yeah.
we'd write off like a rough sketch.
I'm so sad that I missed that train, you know.
I don't know why we didn't do that.
I don't know, dude. I think we were just man, I think we were just lost, dude. like uh
Yeah, because I really had no intention of ever. I didn't have any interest in doing that really.
mhm.
And he like asked me to go get drinks one night and was like, I want to do this. Like, let's put some work into it.
So cool. I hope you guys stick with it. I really do.
I haven't talked to him in quite a while, but the
Um,
two that we made, I was like pretty happy with.
yeah. Yeah, the two that you sent me, I believe you sent me two,
Yeah, that's what we only did two.
and they were both great. I really wish that I
We,
could have been a part of it.
we missed some stuff in them, like like beats, I think, and like comedic beats, I guess. But that was the first two that we did, and I've never really shot comedy like that,
Yeah,
like trying to at least.
and those haven't been released publicly.
No, yeah,
Damn.
I haven't talked to him in quite a while.
Oh wow. Huh. Not because of quarantine. It just something fizzled out.
Yeah, it was even before that. I think we just didn't get a hold of each other again.
Hmm.
And I was like, I had like two music videos booked, and I was doing like pre-pro for those.
Sure.
Because every time we'd shoot one of those, we'd probably spend the week before that, meeting up a couple times maybe. And
Yeah, makes sense. You have a very specific sense of humor that I think you and I do mesh on to a degree, but I think that we also differ in senses of humor.
that's
Um,
where me and yeah, we do. And then me and Devin have always worked together really well because I mean,
sure.
you can improv really well,
Yeah.
and like he has a style of improvising, but like if I throw my idea out there of like what would be funny, like he usually goes off that, and it's like a good mixture of the two, I guess.
Yeah. And I was really happy to find because I think that you and I both expressed our desire to do skit comedy right up kind of my last few months there.
Yeah, because you were talking about you'd written some. You had
Yeah.
for the
That's
one with
right.
Cam and Hannah.
Yeah. Oh, fuck me. Sorry. Today's been really stressful, and when I'm in a high stress situation, um calming down, I start to get really tired and yawny. It's really strange.
That's mentally taxing.
Yeah. High anxiety, and then it's like a come down from a drug. It's really strange.
Yeah. What was so
Um,
stressful?
Stuff with my job, just like requesting a layoff from them, and them not letting me come back to work. So now I have to like abandon work kind of because I'm technically supposed to be scheduled for tomorrow till Monday, and now I can't do that schedule. So that adds more pressure on the cooks. And
Yeah, because then if you're trying to do unemployment too, you got to go through that whole thing, and they have to like approve that through your job that you're actually getting laid off,
yeah,
not fired, or you're not refusing to work.
yeah. Well, Oregon has made some clarifications on unemployment, and there's like 7 of them. Number 5 states if you are sent home due to COVID-19 concerns, you may be eligible for unemployment. And that's my exact case. So,
Okay, so yeah.
yeah, Monday through Saturday is their week. So I called in Monday. Saturday is, in a few days. I won't have any work this week, so that means I get to claim for a full 40.
Because did they open unemployment for like freelance and like independent workers in
I
Oregon?
think so. I think that was the pandemic uh, unemployment. There's like
Because
regular unemployment and
yeah,
pandemic.
I filed for it through Michigan unemployment,
Sure.
and I didn't have to prove anything, or
Oh,
I
good.
just wasn't working, and I'm independent, so they don't have anybody to
Ah,
like. You don't have to answer to anybody.
huh, good. Yeah. We'll see what happens, but um, what what's your media intake look like? Are you watching stuff right now in this quarantine? I know you're playing Magic and stuff, but what are you watching?
Um, I actually watched. Well, I bought that masterclass thing.
Okay.
You've probably heard of that or seen like the
Yeah.
ads. At least.
Yeah.
But I bought it for like I wanted to take like a poker class, and it's like
Okay.
you either pay $90 for one class or you pay 180 and get like free range to all of them.
Sure.
And I saw there's like five different directors on there or something, and there's like a Natalie Portman one for acting, like
Yeah.
just for film alone. I was like, that's totally worth it.
Definitely.
So I dipped into the Werner Herzog one a
Oh,
few weeks ago.
several episodes in one masterclass, right?
Yeah, so you either pay 90 for one person's class
Ah,
or 180, which would be just two classes, and you get like all of them. I
I
mean,
have
you can
my
get Gordon
friends.
Ramsay.
Sure, I have my friend's sign-in information, which he gave me to all the masterclass, but I haven't signed in yet. I haven't taken advantage of that. But Kevin Spacey and Dustin Hoffman were like the first two that I remember years ago doing masterclasses.
Oh, I didn't see his on there.
I think they've both been taken off.
Oh yeah, well that would make sense for Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah, no, they were both accused.
But I dipped into Werner Herzog's
Cool.
because I was like, it's getting to like the tail end of 2 months or whatever quarantine,
Yeah.
and I was like, I literally shot the weekend before everything shut down. I shot the first day of a music video, and it's like the most work I've ever put into a music video that I've done.
Oh,
It was like super narrative. I was like pre-pro for like 3 months before that,
sure.
and then the second day was going to be the next weekend, and it hit between those 2 days. So we haven't even shot like the narrative side of it really.
Sure.
And like I was just sitting here like I haven't really tried to dip into film. So I took that, and it's cool even just to like just the way analyzing films and like thinking about that again.
Yeah.
Because then he was talking about like Viva Zapata in like the second or third episode. So I watched that afterwards too,
Nice.
like Marlon
Yeah.
Brando way early. And that's kind of like out of my wheelhouse with movies I'll watch usually. But I was like, I loved it.
Cool. That's always encouraging to find a movie that you really like from the 50s to the 70s and be like, "Oh shit, there is some gold to be found here in these movies."
Yeah, because there's stuff that's changed about cinema that it takes you out of it going back because it wasn't done
Hmm.
the same way, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's movies like that where it doesn't matter because the film's just made great. The story is great in itself.
They were able to pull things off that you don't see today, you know?
Like it's like the basis of what makes films good today.
Yeah,
Like they're still the same things. Like he was talking about in like Viva Zapata, the first time you see Brando, like you already know who he's gonna be.
sure.
Like he's that guy like that's gonna start the
Yeah,
revolution or whatever.
definitely.
And he doesn't say anything for like most of it.
I haven't seen it. Um, that movies from the '60s, I still have yet to watch The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, but I've seen the first one, Fistful of Dollars, which was awesome.
I think we watched one of them here,
Maybe we did.
and it wasn't. I don't think it was the first one,
Mm,
but I haven't seen the first one either. I've seen the third.
third. A few dollars more.
I think so,
Yeah,
just because it was like on Netflix or something.
sure. I
I think I did watch the second and the third one.
Okay. Second one is Good, Bad, and the Ugly, and that's like 4 hours long.
Oh, what did I just watch though that I really liked? It was a western, and it's got Ethan Hawke in it, and then the kid. It's called The Kid. That's what it's called. But it's got the kid that's oh shoot, he's in a bunch of stuff.
Timothy Chalamet.
No,
Oh, because he's in a western.
the only thing I can think that he's in right now is that movie where they touch the meteorite or whatever, and then they all have like the powers, and he ends up going crazy.
Chronicle.
Chronicle, yeah,
Chronicle.
that kid, yeah, that was like one of the first ones he did.
Michael B. Jordan or the guy.
Other guy, the kid that goes like crazy,
Oh, I see.
kind of like the
Oh, yes,
scrawny
yes,
kid
yes, yes.
that always has the camera or whatever.
Yeah.
But he plays Billy the Kid in it, and then it's got Ethan Hawke as like the sheriff that um that's like hunting him down.
Huh.
But he finds like a kid kind of like crosses his path, kind of like running away from home. So he kind of like Billy the Kid kind of like takes his kid out
Sure.
as he's like still trying to like run from the law and
Yeah. Okay.
kill people and stuff.
How recent is this? It rings a bell, but probably mid 2010s.
I didn't hear anything about it, but I think it came out in like 2019.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 2019.
Oh, dope.
I like westerns though too. That's kind of like I got a soft spot for westerns.
Sure.
Like Slow West with Michael Fassbender. That was a
Oh,
good
I,
one.
I need to watch that still. I need Silverado is one that I grew up on that I will forever love.
I haven't seen that one either.
Really? Oh man, classic western. Wyatt Earp? No, no, no. No, I haven't seen Wyatt Earp. I saw Kevin James played Wyatt Earp. No, not Kevin James. Kevin Costner played Wyatt Earp in two different projects, I believe. Um, one is Wyatt Earp, and then one he plays Wyatt Earp, but it's not strictly about him.
I think I've seen that one.
Tombstone?
Tombstone. No, that's Kurt Russell, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's also Wyatt Earp.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah. Hateful Eight is I don't know. Is that a western? Sort of.
Yeah.
More or less, yeah. Yeah. Django Unchained is totally a western, and that
Yeah,
is.
that's like probably two of my favorite movies from Tarantino.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
I watched it once.
Same.
I don't think I like soaked in the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't really like
It
his.
was kind of more on the comedic side for him.
Yeah, true. When I need like the intensity that Pulp Fiction had.
Yeah, it's still got that Tarantino like comedy, and like all of his movies are like that, but
Yeah.
they're usually intense. Like everybody dies.
Yeah, this was saved for the end, you know?
Yeah, I
And
like.
I don't really like his deviation from reality or what really happened. I don't like that.
That's what I didn't know because I don't know much about that,
Mhm.
but it seemed like yeah, obviously it wasn't true.
Yeah,
Completely.
right. Same with his German film, Inglorious Bastards. That movie where everybody just like burns in a theater with Hitler and stuff. It's completely
I
fiction.
love that though, probably because I know the history of that
I guess I don't.
of like World War II and how
Oh,
it died. And I don't know, like yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I don't really know the actual backstory of that,
yeah.
but I liked Inglorious Bastards too.
That's I think his best opening. Tarantino's best opening.
Oh, I know. I've sat and watched just the opening. I mean, it's like 20 minutes long.
I know. So good. May I have a glass of milk? That who's that actor? The really Christoph Waltz.
Yeah.
He can play a terrifying bad guy,
Oh, he's
especially
got such a range.
yeah, especially in Django or Inspector. Have you seen him in Inspector?
He, oh no, I haven't seen that.
Oh, dude.
I don't think I've seen that one, and I love those. I love those James Bond for
Yeah,
the cinematography alone.
totally. It was supposed to come out the new one April 4/20,
Oh, I
and
saw
I
they pushed
well
it way.
I watched the first two. I watched Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace, and then it got postponed. So I was like, "Fucking, I'm just gonna
Well, then there's the third. What's the third one that's got Benicio
Skyfall."
or not Benicio del Toro?
Skyfall is that one.
Yeah, I can't remember that guy's name. The bad guy. What his name is?
Javier Bardem.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The bad guy on that Coen Brothers movie. Uh, the No Country for Old Men.
Yeah, that's like one of the best like villains, probably. Like not your classic villain, like one of the best. I don't
Yeah.
know.
If you want a great fucking villain, um, it's a 16-year-old kid, and he is one of the scariest villains I have seen in recent years. But it's the killing of a sacred deer. Have you watched this?
You told me about that one, I think,
Okay.
or you told me to watch it. I don't know what it's about really.
I think it's a Prime original or some. I know it's on Prime, but that is the same director of Dogtooth and uh, The Lobster and The Favorite.
I haven't seen any of those.
Oh man, um, highly recommend.
I dig a lot of like real life, uh, real life villain type,
Yeah,
like Parasite,
yeah,
like that kind of. And then even like one of my favorite, I think like underrated actors is like, what's that guy's name? Ben Mendelsohn.
oh, I love him, love him.
Like he can play. He's like a villain in real life, like a scumbag. Like
Yeah,
he can play that really well. Like I like those kind of villains, I guess.
same. Just like sleazy, you know.
Yeah.
I've seen him as a prisoner, just like a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, just like intimidating as fuck.
What movie is that?
That it's called let me I gotta it is so good. Oh come on. What? No way.
I mean, he's kind of like that in like I love Place Beyond the Pines
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
he's kind of like an underlying villain, I guess.
sure. The movie is Startup.
Startup.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch that because I've seen a lot of his movies. purely for like him being in that. Like I'll see that he's in that.
Sure. Doesn't he play? Isn't he a bad guy in Rogue One?
Yeah, that's like he got like a huge part
Definitely.
because Rogue One doesn't really have like the classic villains or whatever
Yeah.
of like the Sith or whatever.
Mm-hmm. He plays a loving husband, kind of down on his luck in a Netflix movie or show. I don't know if you've seen this promoted on Netflix.
I haven't. No.
Oh, it was just Ben Mendelsohn, and I was like, oh, this is like a main role for him, and it's like a romantic lead. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I haven't seen that from him really.
Sure. Yeah. No. Neither have I.
I think I watched like Mississippi Grind not too long ago.
Oh yes, dude. Him and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that's like a good pair.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, I think we're approaching an hour.
I know that flew by.
Yeah, definitely. You are my 14th podcast.
I know you knocked those out. I thought
Yeah.
you were gonna be doing like a couple a week.
Yeah, I have 2 more on Friday, and I have 2 more on Friday, and then another one on Sunday. So, um, Chris Mack on Wednesday, even. So
Nice. Talk to him about our short film a little bit.
good. Yeah, actually, Noah, I just talked to.
Yeah,
And
you just did a sound.
Yeah, he was just talking about whipping up and perfecting the sound and sending it to Chris Mack. So
Yeah, that's what Chris sent me to
yeah,
give a critique on.
cool.
So
Noah was nervous. He was like sitting there like, nervous about the critique, but open to it. So
yeah, we shot that a long time ago.
yeah,
I've been waiting to see it.
yeah.
And I think the last time me and Chris shot a music video, he showed me like the rough cut he had.
Oh, okay.
So that was like almost, I forget when we even shot that, but it was a long time after we shot it that I even saw that.
For sure.
So it'll be cool to see it.
Yeah. Well, I love that we're still in touch and keeping contact. Even
Yep.
Our method of communication has always been not always been, but in recent years it's been Facebook Messenger.
Sporadic.
Yeah. Just for updates or little rants, or especially I love that we're still talking about our film. I would hate for that subject to be dropped, because this film.
That never left my mind.
Yeah, same.
From like thinking it was a possibility to make. So
absolutely.
And that's like yours and Riley's. I'm like, I'd be dead set on like making them just because, like, you put the work into it.
Absolutely.
I'd be more willing to make those than and turn down like a different gig to
For
make
sure.
them.
What do you think? What's on your mind with the whole Texas thing, with like Jeff wanting us to move there and shit?
Oh yeah, we didn't even really talk about that. I haven't talked to him, and he was pretty drunk when he called me initially about it, and I was a little drunk. So we talked for like an hour, and it was like I was interested. Like I'm interested in doing it.
Me
But
too.
I told him like like I got a house to take care of here and animals, and like he wanted me to come down there. He's like, you can fly out this weekend. And I was like, not really. I mean, unless I was like, if you have something set up, like I'm down to do it. But I can't take the risk of going down and trying to set something up for like 3 or 4 weeks or whatever.
No, not at all.
And that was right when the quarantine kind of started too.
Right. Yeah. And that was what I brought up to him. Like, I don't think we can travel, and he seems to think that it's perfectly fine. But
we could probably get down there. Well, at that time, like you could now, but I was talking about doing quinceañeras and events too,
Yeah,
maybe to fill gaps or whatever in gigs.
right.
But nobody's really booking those right now, or they're canceled.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm interested. I haven't talked to him since then though.
yeah.
In the WhatsApp group too a little bit, but
That I sent my work and website to that. I guess he's like a president of the Veterans Committee in Texas or something like that.
yeah, that's what he was saying.
Yeah, and
And
that
that's like,
they have funding for videos. They just need to know that we're going to do it. That's
yeah, like I'm totally down to do it.
same.
That's what I was kind of telling Jeff, like, set that up, like take, because he was kind of pulling us on, and he was, it was his idea, and
Yeah,
he was like, I don't have a role, like I just need you guys to come down here. I'll
yeah,
set it up. I'm like he was already doing the producer type role,
yeah,
so I think that would be a good dynamic.
definitely.
And I was kind of stoked that it was like a veterans thing too, because I've actually wanted to make like some veterans documentaries, because I've seen some that are cool, like like that interview style
Hmm.
of veterans just talking about.
You remember that Compass one?
I don't know if I ever saw
It's when we were going through the associates
like the
at
actual short.
at the ceremony. They showed their thesis film, and it was a 30-minute where like they talked to three different veterans.
I don't think I no, I don't think I
Really,
saw or remember it.
the poster of that film was in Hollywood Square for the whole time that we were there, for the
I'm
most part.
blanking
Oh,
on it.
damn.
But yeah, it's like that interview style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they even have like they got a veteran who was almost going to play with the Cubs but got drafted. He's like in his 80s, and I don't know how they rigged it up. I don't know how Compass did it, but they were able to have this old guy throw a pitch at a Bears game.
Dang.
Yeah.
Through
Um,
that.
or a Cubs game. A Cubs game. Yeah, that's what I mean. In Chicago.
That's pretty
Crazy.
cool.
Yeah. And so Compass obviously has strings to pull. They just need to, like, I don't know, see value in it, I guess. Um, yeah.
Yeah. I definitely like that. I want to dip into like documentary style too
Same.
at some point maybe. So that might be it. Yeah, like because I didn't know what they wanted really. Because I mean, I didn't understand what Jeff, or I guess what he was saying, what the president wanted to fund. Besides, I think it was like trying to get funding for the actual Veterans Association or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I think like a documentary style would help do that. Like it's
Sure.
just bringing awareness to like what veterans actually go through, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really excited at the potential for future creative endeavors with you.
Same
Um,
dude.
and I hope to keep you in the loop with my own personal shit, and come into next year 2021, I think we'll both have some like good solid footing, I would hope, to be able to meet back up comfortably.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. It's just probably not this year,
Yeah.
but
Right.
obviously
So
this blow over.
and heal from it. I think we need to open back up and be open for a while to make sure that this shit is like, coming off of a respirator. Your lungs need to reacquire the breathing on its own. So
But same with the film though. Like I still think it's gonna get done. So as long as we get that mindset,
I'm
anything that we're
only
trying to do.
I'm only 25 and you're only 24, and we're just gonna, could be
I just turned 27.
27. Really, you passed me.
Yeah. or it feels like it for the last 2 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, yeah, dude, we'll stay in touch. We always do.
Yeah. Absolutely.
At least enough to where like when we actually have a long talk, it's not like we're super catching up. Like,
Yeah. Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know who you are anymore.
Right. No, that would kill me for any of you guys.
Yeah.
To get to that point where like our vibe is thrown off because of the distance or the time between talking, and that can't happen. I don't want it to. So
No.
yeah, I love you, dude.
Love you too.
Yeah, thanks for being a part of my podcast.
No problem. I was excited.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna have this uploaded tonight. So
I'll watch it again, critique myself.
totally, yeah. If not tonight, it'll be tomorrow because I'm trying to do 3. I've acquired 3 today, and now hopefully I can get them all done before I pass out. So
Yeah, it can't be too much. Just clipping the ends off and
yeah. No, with my 3 podcasts today, there was nothing to cut out, and I like conducting it to that point where nobody's like coming in my room as I'm talking and shit. So
Right.
yeah, dude, stay safe, bro.
You too, dude.
Hell yeah, peace.
See you, man.
Bye.